What is going on, guys? I got a special treat for you guys today, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to somebody that I met a few months back. An awesome, amazing dude that now I tell him all the time. I said, dude, you're like my new best friend. We see eye to eye on about everything. Yes, awesome. Got an amazing wife, and they flew us out here to Idaho to hang out and just have a little mini vacation. And yeah, without anything else being said about business, I'm just going to introduce you to these guys, and we're going to talk about them and how they got to where they're at now, and maybe some future videos in the near future about what we got going on. And guys, if you've been around the channel for a while, you know I got a lot of information about a lot of things except one thing, and that is, well, it's a game changer, and I'm no longer talking about the same thing, and I will soon be introducing you guys all that stuff. So let's get on in here. Okay. Give me a moment while I get set up. All right, guys, I think I got you set up there, and let me sit down over here and introduce you to my friends. This is Bo, Crystal.
Hi.
And we came out here just to relax and just talk. I just want to share with the audience, before we get into the business talk, we're going to make some videos about that, and I just want to introduce everybody to you guys. I want everybody to know why I fell in love with you guys, and I want to show everybody the passion you guys have that made me a big fan of you guys. Because one thing I don't do with my channel is I don't sell out to everybody that wants to give me money.
Yeah.
I don't partner with every company that just wants to promote this or promote that. I'm very strict in that. The stuff that I use, the stuff that I believe in, is the only things that make it on my channel.
Sure.
So you guys are going to be all over my channel because I love what you guys are bringing. It's an industry disruptor. Yeah. I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, if we could only get that for gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Bo, you want to start and give a little brief who you are and where you come from and how you ended up here?
Yeah. Well, I did a lot of traveling in my earlier years. I was on the pipeline for quite a while. I ended up out here in Boise, Idaho about 13 years ago. I do a lot of survival camping, and so that's what brought me out here. I just fell in love with the area. Fell in love with the people out here. It's a wonderful place.
Oh, yeah. We love it.
Yeah.
We're thinking about moving.
Yeah.
The mother-in-law done said no.
Yeah.
Yeah. She done said no.
Yeah.
That's kind of a nutshell for me. You know, I've raised our family out here now. We've got 4 kids.
Hold on just a
Yep.
moment. This camera has done shifted on us.
Oh, it's all crooked.
Yeah, and I don't like...
I kind of noticed that when you started.
Oh, was it? Was it like that?
Yeah, it was like that the whole time.
Why didn't you say something, man?
I don't
No,
know.
it's fine. It's fine. We're running it like that. So if you was annoyed by the crookedness, we're back straight.
There you go.
All right, sorry about that.
No, it's all right. Yeah, my life has been complex but simple. I've always been in for helping people.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife, Crystal, which we've been married 10 years now, 4 kids later. Thank you.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kind of had separate paths, but we came together and kind of have put our different skills together to build what we've built, and we're just really proud to be able to finally be able to give back to the community in this way and share with you guys what we've created.
Well, without saying what it is, what led you guys up to this point for creating it? Yeah. Don't give it away.
Yeah.
Don't give it away yet. You guys,
Okay.
you gotta wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what led you up to that?
Yeah, that's easy. I think that I am a patriot through and through for this country, and I think that people that actually really support this country more than anything is the trucking industry.
It's the biggest backbone, in my opinion.
It is. Without the movement of our goods, without the movement from your efforts, we have nothing. There's nothing on the shelves. There's nothing that gets produced. Everybody goes hungry. Everybody doesn't get clothing. You know, it's
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize the size of the backbone of this country. They just think truckers. Without truckers, the shelves are empty. But think about all the families that trucking puts through college.
Yeah.
How many kids are raised? How many families are impacted by trucking? Not just driving the truck, manufacturing the trucks, servicing the trucks, truck stop workers, all the totality of all the trucking. From the time the metal is pulled out of the earth, forged into frames and engines, to the whole kit and caboodle. I mean, that's why I'm like, I think we have the biggest industry in this country.
Yeah, it absolutely exceeds trillions of dollars. Expensively. So we wanted to. I am not big on regulations. I'm not big on Congress creating laws, acts that affect everybody.
Preach.
And you keep seeing how the legislative branch continues to create things that put costs on you, but you guys never actually get your margins back and out of your operating. So money keeps being taken out of your pocket. Nothing ever keeps getting put back in. You have to keep working harder and harder to make the dollar that you used to make. And so we wanted to kind of create something that allowed you to be able to, one, take hold of things yourself, but kind of in an easier way, but save you a lot of money in doing so.
Right. So let's go ahead and trickle a little bit about this without going too in depth. In a nutshell, what is this software? What is it designed for?
Sure. It is compliance in a nutshell. What it doesn't have now, it will have in the future. We have a lot of things on the back burner that will be added in. We've been working on what we have for 2.5 years. It's been nonstop development. The goal was to add as much in as possible without making it overly complicated. And that's not an easy thing to do.
No, I've got an outgoing on myself. Software. It's pretty in depth.
It is.
And you have to be really mindful about the user and what their experience, instead of just us who know what they need. How do we translate that into something that people can actually use and they don't find overly complicated? You gotta build it in the perspective of, I'm a trucker looking at it, not I'm a software development guru looking at it. It's got to be dumbed down to what I need to see, not what office staff needs to see. Well, also simple, like something where I'm going to go in and I'm going to get to where I need to without having to navigate the whole software. I can just click a button, it's going to take me, and I can vet a driver, you know.
Now, go ahead.
Now, with all that being said, in the creation of this, there is not always an easy path to creating such an easy process that there is an unquestionable path that you take to get things done. So we have created videos that allow you to follow along in tutorial to do it yourself, which each video is only a couple of minutes long. So we do understand. I understand where you guys are in not liking technology or computers to a degree. I'm also that way. I use my phone. I don't get on computers. I don't like writing emails. I make phone calls.
Old school. Now, the software you've designed you've also made an app out of it, so we can use it as a mobile app. Now, that software is all about trucking compliance. How did you go down this rabbit hole of why you want to go into trucking compliance?
Sure.
How to make things easier.
Right.
I got into the compliance industry, I want to say maybe 8-10 years ago. Probably, I want to say 8-9 years ago. But all in the same, I saw the way that the industry acted towards the trucking industry, and in simple words, it was disgusting. It was awful. I didn't appreciate the way that compliance was being dealt with.
In compliance, what do you mean, like?
Because compliance is a mandatory requirement for the industry. the force or fear of sales, the constant calling by and being bombarded by companies that just don't have proper ethics.
Yes.
They're just it's an awful experience. I had an awful experience being introduced into it, and I saw the difficulties that these drivers were experiencing. I'm all about learning everything I can about a new industry when I get into it, and that's what I did with compliance.
Yeah.
I wanted to help.
Not compliance. You mean like the biannuals and the UCRs,
The drug and alcohol
drug and
testing,
alcohol,
driver qualification
files,
talking about the
legal-
sales,
yeah.
Yeah.
where people was consistently bombarding us
Yeah.
with phone calls, emails,
Yeah.
text messages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even my wife, she's sitting over there, guys. You can't see her, but about once or twice a month, she gets scared because we get a letter. It says urgent. It looks very official. It looks government official,
Yeah.
and it basically says my authority is about to be inactive. It's about to be shut down. She gets scared. She calls me. I'm trucking along, and she's like, "You got to get this figured out. We're about to be shut down." And I'm like, "Calm your jets, babe. It's just, what did you say? A predatorial?
Yeah.
It's just a predatorial approach to scare you
Yeah.
to update your biannual,
Yeah.
which is nonsense. We shouldn't get that. I mean,
No.
every day I get emails.
Yeah.
Every day I get all these different compliance third-party companies
Yeah.
reaching out, trying to scare, using
Yeah.
a scare tactic,
Oh, yeah.
scare me into hiring them.
Yeah.
Now, I've got people that I use for all of my compliance stuff.
Yeah.
Because anybody that knows me knows that I was the information guy. I can tell you how to keep an engine running. I can tell you how to make the most fuel-efficient miles down the road.
Yeah.
I can tell you how to stay in a hot market. I can tell you how to make money. I like going to the thing. I was like, I'm the getting paid guy.
Yeah.
But I've never been the information guy on compliance because I'm like, when I first started, it was just I had a lot on my plate
Yeah.
to learn,
Yeah.
Yes.
and I did not want to take the time to learn compliance.
Yeah.
I hired it out
Yeah.
for my
That's
authority.
most people, yeah.
I hired it
Yeah.
out my everything,
Yeah.
everything except my 2290, which I learned that a few years before I started my own authority,
Uh-huh.
and everything else I hired out
Yeah.
because it was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that also is on my fear.
Yeah.
I wanted to pass the buck. I don't want to take the chance and
Yep.
screw up
Right.
and it fall on me.
Yeah.
I'd rather hire it out.
Mhm.
And if the DOT or anybody else says, "Hey, this right here is out of compliance. Hey, this right here is not right," I can say, "Well, it wasn't me. It was them,
Right.
not you per se."
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
The
but
company I
right.
hired out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was scary.
Yeah.
And that's why I've always been against that. I'm like, hire it out. Hire somebody that specializes in it. But I met these guys, end of March?
Mhm.
And we've been talking and fell in love with you guys, and now we want to move up here and shoot guns. Everything in America. But what they've developed and still developing
Yeah.
puts all of that in one little software
Yeah.
that just happens to be an app.
It's kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You know, it's giving you the power. It's allowing you to manage it with all of the tools and everything laid out for you. You know, it still allows us to manage your drug and alcohol testing, but you're in control of enrolling and unenrolling and managing sending the files that we have built in the software. It's just
Yeah.
there for you, but it's a low cost and it just allows you to manage it yourself. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, and the online software. So we have an app that is in the iStore right
Mhm.
now. But
Yeah, I seen it on back there. Is
Yeah.
Is it in the
Android
iStore?
and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Apple Play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made an
Store.
update, but that app is for drivers, not owner-operators, right? So that's when there is a company that has a multitude of drivers, that app would be for those companies, for drivers that hire on.
Yeah.
As an owner-operator, you would actually just log on. We have the online software to where it is mobile version, tablet version, and a computer version. So you just log into it like you would go onto your browser,
Okay.
log in, and
So
and
I
you'd
was
access it
false
that way.
advertisement there
Yeah.
for a moment. Don't hang me, guys. But everybody I know that
Yeah.
owns and runs a truck, we
Yeah.
all have whether a tablet or a MacBook or
Yeah, and it works fine on your phone
Yeah.
too. You know, it's
I guess the
you just turn your phone to the side. Everything is all there. You can still do everything that you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that managing compliance, and it's easiest having somebody else do it, but when you can save so much money doing it yourself, and also the reason that we wanted to do it was because we wanted the industry to also be more self-educated and more empowered.
Yeah.
When you are more educated in regard to something that's so important as your compliance, as you said, you wanted to fall the blame on somebody else.
Yeah, because I was scared.
But let me tell you the honest truth is that in that situation, you're still the one that gets the fine. You're still the one that's taken down and taken out of service.
Yeah.
Even though your compliance company may have failed you, which does happen.
Yeah.
You are still the one that feels the brunt.
Mm-hmm.
And so being empowered, we wanted to be able to educate through this software and teach you guys how to be able to do these things on your own.
And why you're doing them.
Yeah.
You know, explanations of what's it for, who it applies to, who it doesn't apply to, so you know.
Yeah.
Well, let me share this. I'm a very good judge of character. I go by my gut, and somebody that's even stronger than me at it is my lovely wife. And that was the first thing. That was the second thing that made me really dig what you guys were doing. I didn't have no bad vibes from there, but the first thing that I noticed was the passion this man right here has for the industry.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people out there that we've got too many irons in the fire.
Yeah.
And everybody wants a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
As one of my old buddies used to say, you know, everybody else is trying to eat the cake that you're baking.
Yep.
And I don't like it. And I can tell you don't like it.
I don't.
Yeah.
The thing is, and I told you guys at the truck show, I said, I love this because some things resonated with me. And I told you guys, but I'm going to share it with you as well. And most of these guys know it as well because I put everything out there. There's no shame. I'm human. I mess up.
Yeah.
But just a few months ago, my license expired, and I was up in New York. And I made every call I could, and the lady down at Conyers, Georgia, at the DDS, she basically told me good luck.
Yeah.
She's like, honey, I don't know what to tell you. Later, my audience, because they always let you know, they always let me know when I'm wrong, they said that due to COVID, it was extended, so I was good.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was scared to death.
Oh, yeah.
Back up a year, maybe 2 years prior to that, I was out and my medical expired. And the thing is, I'm willing to say this because I'm human and I don't care to show my mistakes, because if everybody perceives themselves to be perfect, then everybody's going to be afraid to fail, and then it's a downward spiral to success in any area, I think. But what I got to thinking when I met you guys, I was thinking about those two incidences in the last few years, and I got to thinking, why, Sammy? I'm a business owner. I should be more capable than to keep all this stuff compliant.
Yeah.
And then I got thinking, I was like, I've never in my life of trucking, I've been trucking since 2000. This March, 22 years I've been driving.
Yeah.
And I hadn't had a moving violation since 2002. Clean everything. I mean, I'm a stickler when it comes to my career and my driving. I mean, she says I drive like an old man, but I'm a little more slow in my old age. Used to be lead foot, but I'm a stickler to that stuff.
Yeah.
And I got thinking, I should be better off at running my business. This is amateur stuff here.
Yeah.
And I got thinking, I was like, Sammy, most of your trucking career, you had a human resources department that always reached out and said, hey, this is about to expire. Hey, get your medal, get this, get that, But what you guys, to me, have created is my own my very own human resources department. Because all I've got to do is once I get in the system, which we're going to be doing that later, if not this evening, tomorrow, we got plans tonight, guys. We're going to the drag race.
Yeah, we're going to the drag race.
Yeah, we're going to go have some fun. Put all my stuff in this, and every thing, whether it be my 2290, my UCR, drug consortium, clearinghouse, my license, my DOT, everything I put it in here, I get notifications that this is about to expire. To me, that hit home because being somebody who I'm at the up here at the top. I mean, I don't have a fleet. I'm a one-man show.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. But I'm at the top of what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I'm still incapable of remembering things.
Yeah.
It's not.
That,
No. It's not incapable, and I don't want you to, give yourself short, sell yourself short here. There is so many things that you have to tend to.
Yeah.
In addition to running your business, which is actually where you make your money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's
the industry is so complex. There's so many things that you have to focus on. In addition to going out and making your money, finding loads and getting that taken care of, that it becomes almost overbearing.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted to really help with, was helping create something that allowed you to focus your attention on making the money, running those loads, finding those loads, but then those other important things that can cost you a fine and out of service is something that spirals you into a safety audit, right? Because your license, as it expired and you continued operating, say that it wasn't extended, and if you ran 2 weeks without noticing that your license was expired, and then you go through an audit, roadside or whatever, and they choose to look at log and license and everything else, they'll see that there was a 2-week window that you were operating without a license, so you're invalid, and that can spiral you into a deeper audit where they will come to your place of business and they will go through more documents, because all they need is one thing to trigger them to go further into your operation. And so that was one thing we wanted to help create, was that we understand that there's so many things that you have to detail to. That's why it's nice having a company to do those things for you, because they're going to relentlessly call you and remind you, because they want your money, but they want to charge you an exuberant cost above what it actually costs you to do it yourself. Now we've created a system that allows all of that stuff to be calendared. It will remind you just to get it done. And then you guys have your hours of service. When you're on your off hours and you're sitting in your sleeper, you can just get on your phone, take care of the stuff right there on your phone, and you're already, you have a little bit of time here and there to get stuff done. Yeah. And so you're getting those things done, and you're being reminded of all the other things that.
Yeah. Well, even just thinking, you're an owner operator, but think about the companies who are fleets and have to manage, 5 to 10 drivers or more, and they're needing to keep track of all those due dates. A lot of the bigger companies we talk to, they're still working on spreadsheets.
Yeah.
And so they are physically having to go and check those spreadsheets and maintain them, whereas our software, once the driver's entering all their information and their expiration dates, our system's automatically sending those notifications to the drivers to that it's going to be expired. You need to get it done. And then it's also notifying the owner that this person's about to be expired, and then lets them know when they've updated it. And you can also message within it, the software. It's great. It's that tool to help keep everybody accountable.
Yeah.
And then when you're looking at things like annual driver file documents, that stuff's just automatically getting sent to those drivers. So the owner doesn't even have to.
The owner
remember.
itself.
So that's a key point there that I already know this, but it's for one driver or a fleet.
Yeah.
And what's the difference in price, without giving away the number? What's the difference in price from, say, one guy to 200?
Nothing.
Zero upcharge.
Zero upcharge.
So that's another key point.
Yeah.
So, say I need to fill up my UCR. I've never done it before.
Yeah.
So when I know it's coming due, it's this, for example, it's coming due at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And I've got 3 days left. So I get on safetyauditprep.com and I can just go through the motions to get my UCR and make it simple where I can do it the first time.
Yeah, so I intend on having us put a tutorial so you can watch, so that you're comfortable getting into it. But what we do is we've got a tab that you go into the UCR, you click a button and it brings you to the UCR.gov website, where then you put in your DOT number and it takes you to where you just need to fill the information out.
Yeah.
All that information, a lot of it is imported from your DOT application, and so the rest of it it's literally just one page. Yeah. And the half of it is filled out already because it's imported from your DOT application. Really, the majority of it is like putting in how you're going to pay for it with your credit card or your bank information. But
select how many
most people say it takes them about 10 to 15 minutes, on their first time.
Now, what does it cost to doing a UCR?
0 to 2 trucks is $67.
Yeah.
And the average rate that people are paying is right around 140, 150 to get
That's
done.
what I was about to bring up, because I get charged a lot more than that.
Yeah.
And so just a little bit of your time and effort in getting it done yourself, and then having it remind you to get it done again. It opens up in October, and you have to have it filed by April. It's really,
you got a big window.
You got a big window to get it done. Yeah.
So if I need to fill out the mileage for my biannuals, it's same thing. I log on to my account and just go through the motions.
So when you originally put your DOT number in when you're registering, it actually creates your due date. And so it has a due date on not only in the legal section but on your dashboard. And so it gives you the exact date when your biennial update is due. And then on the tab, you just select file it, and it takes you to exactly where you need to file it.
Again, it takes you to the government site.
Yeah, it just takes you to the government site.
To the same stuff that people are charging you to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So so a year into development, we started talking to the FMCSA, and we were actually asking them for direct integration with the government website, because we wanted to be able to have government documents edited on our software directly from our software onto the government site, right? So you wouldn't have to leave our software. We could just help manage. The government, they're a little bit slow in how they create integration. They have given us integration, but they gave us a list after about a year and a half of waiting. They finally gave us an integration list, and so we're going to be able to pull your DOT application in. That's as far as they have gotten us so far. But we are continuing to work with them. They are actually on their next fmcsa.gov website update. They are going to be putting us as a carrier resource on the carrier resource page, as a kind of suggested software for compliance.
Yeah.
Because they do, when you file your DOT application, before getting into applying for it, there's a whole page. It's all in red. It's like 4 paragraphs and warning you of all the scams and calls and letters and everything else, and beware.
Yeah.
And but they can't do anything about the capitalist market that we live in, which is a wonderful market, but it allows also for good to thrive. It also allows for bad.
Yeah.
And because the government can't do anything about it, they saw what we were creating. They really looked into what our reason why we're creating it is, and they saw that we're creating it for good. So again, they gave us integration to the degree that they could for right now, and then are going to be promoting our software basically on the government website, because we're trying to move things away from how horrible they are, right?
Yeah.
Things have just gotten really out of hand. Just trying to help find a remedy for all of the chaos that has gotten way out of hand. So, at the end of the day, our intentions are to help create something that helps you save a lot of money, save time. I mean, we all know that a lot of costs are being endured by you guys, and the fuel costs skyrocketing isn't helping.
Oh my God, I don't even talk about that.
Yeah, so, it's, we hope that it's something that will help you. That was our intention. It's, but what we want is if we are looking for feedback, we want you all to help us understand what you need, because we are fluid in the sense of being able to remold or create something that is more ideal for, or more suited for you and your operations.
Yeah, so just get in the comments and let them know what you think, because they're going to be watching the video.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough, guys. We started where you guys came from, the passion that drove you to what you wanted to do and create with the software, and what the software is still in a nutshell. But y'all want to talk about the cost? You got your name?
30-day free trial.
If you sign up in the next... for $3,000, it's a deal, man.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead with your spiel. It's not $3,000.
No. No, a lot of people ask us, what's the upfront cost? The upfront cost is you and your time. It's a 30-day free trial. There is a $20 a month subscription, which you have to either switch it to be either manual pay or automatic pay, which you are in control. It initially sets up as manual pay, so every month you go in, you have to accept the charge of $20. Not everybody has an operation that operates 12 months out of the year. There are some that are 6 months, 9 months, loggers, whatever it might be, or seasonal. And so we wanted you to be in control of when your compliances are renewed. You don't have to always be in the consortium or have those things constantly being, taken care of if you are not in operation. So putting that in your hands and in your control.
Yeah, you can also turn it, move your account to inactive and then reactivate it, and it'll pick up right where you left off.
Yeah, we wanted to put as much of it into your hands. We didn't want this to feel like it's some subscription that continually auto renews and there's we're taking money from you. That was not what we wanted it to be. We wanted you to feel like you're in control of everything, and so that's kind of how we designed it. We did put in automatic, so in case you did just want to have it.
I'm an automatic kind of guy, so I ain't got to forget.
Make it a little easier.
I will forget.
Yeah. And emails are sent out letting you know that the subscription will be renewing or need to be renewed.
Now the big question I know everybody's thinking is, with this day and age with inflation and how our country's going, what used to be $1 now seems like $25.
Yeah.
Where do you see the price of this going up to in the next year, 3, 5, 10?
Yeah. No, that's a really great question. I actually get asked that a lot too. To answer that, the increase is zero. We don't plan on increasing at all. We actually plan on adding more tools in and adding no additional cost. We have ELD that the programming's been created. We need to get it registered with the FMCSA. We're also waiting because we're bringing in IFTA. Mm-hmm. So we're hoping to be able to have the ELD running on your tablets in your truck while you're driving. It will tally everything together and then fill out your documents, your IFTA documents, your sheets for you on the backside. But all of that is just, we're adding all of that in, and it's all just tools for that $20 a month. Because there's so much that you guys do need. We want to continue adding more and more and more, but not increasing the price.
Right. Well, that's all I got for you.
Well, I guess actually she did make a point.
Yeah.
Drug and alcohol testing.
So if
I'm
you
sorry.
roll,
When I'm talking, I tune out. I'm sorry.
The drug and alcohol testing, so you can choose, depending on your operation, you can choose to enroll your drivers into our consortium. And at that point, each added driver, so you can add as many drivers as you want to your account, send them their driver files, all the other things, at no additional cost. But when you do enroll them into the consortium, it is an additional $5 a month.
Yeah.
So you can unenroll them anytime you need to. That's going to get you, instant ECOCs. So it'll go to their phone and they can go in and take their drug test.
Yeah.
We're partnered with Quest Diagnostics. We make it really easy for everybody. And and then you just pay for your drug test depending on the location that you go to. But what's the average cost for the drug test?
Yeah, so the drug test itself, which would come out of your pocket, would be on average, going to a Quest Diagnostics location, it would be $45. And so the way that breaks down is it's $35 from Quest, $10 from us, so that we can continue to develop the software on that end of things. It's not free for us to have to continue to develop it. But
we pull the consortium through it, and so you get your notifications on your phone. And,
so in the system a lot of people had this question when the drug consortium came around, and then the clearinghouse.
Yeah.
Everybody was scrambling. Who do I go to? Which way do I go?
Yeah.
And you guys cover both.
Yeah, so you just basically, there's a button in there that brings you to the clearinghouse, and we're just your registered CTPA, so we do your reporting for you, and
so to make the math clear, it's $20 a month for the software. You can add in unlimited amount of drivers, but say you have 9 drivers, and those 9 drivers you want to add them into the consortium. That's 9 times 5, which is 45, plus the $20. So per month you'd be shelling out $65 a month, and you would have everybody in their compliances as the tools that we have provided. And then anybody that would be pulled for a drug test, it would be $45 for that drug screening. Now, the more people we do get into the consortium, the lower our costs will go with Quest Diagnostics. And so as that price goes down, that also translates into your savings as well. So if it went down to $25 for us, then you guys would be paying $35, and ladies would be paying $35 for a drug screen.
Yeah. Well, anything else you guys want to add on signing out?
No, I mean, we just hope that you get in there, check it out. You can call us anytime. We're here for you to provide any assistance you need as you go through the software. And yeah.
We do have a video on Safety Audit Prep YouTube channel that allows you to, is it on there? For filing the authority?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want help.
On our website. It's on our front
It's
page
on our
of our
website. Go to safetyauditprep.com. How to file your authority. We walk you through. It's a 20-minute video. Very easy. Give you confidence if you're looking to get into the industry. If you're already there and you already have your authority and DOT and you're active, and you have any further questions on how to get into the software, any questions at all, call our 855-52-AUDIT phone number. You will be directed from our office phones right to my cell phone, as I like to make sure that any customers calling in reach me. I like to deal with you guys. I don't have open and closed hours. Call me anytime.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true.
Yeah,
you do.
it
Every
is
time
true.
every time I'm around, you work.
Yeah.
Anytime I talk to you, you're working.
Yeah.
I'm here for you guys. Don't have shutdown hours either.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Not on the whole account, or not on the grand scheme of things.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we just want to be a part of your team.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll close it out. And as always, it's something that just makes sense. Makes sense to me, and hopefully we made it make sense to you as well. Until that next video, see you. Bye.
Bye.